Good morning. Thought maybe I cut off the background light. I'm going live this morning instead of pre-taping it because I just was railroaded by activities over the weekend. I didn't have time to do this, but I wanted to get this in for you. This morning is February 3rd, Monday, but I'm throwing in yesterday's Rune just to make the record complete for any of you who happen to be recording them. This Rune comes as Menage in the Anglo-Saxon Futhark, or the way I have created it. This is a rune. It's a good rune for balance. And I don't know how yesterday went for others of you, but for me it was a day of catching up, getting enough rest from a previous week had been full of dealing with other people and problems in my home. And it's just coming across this morning as a rune of equanimity. I like that word equanimity because the week ahead is going to be another challenging week. And for us, living in America, especially in Trump's America, where the oligarchs and the people have voted for an authoritarian government, and may the gods help us all. The best we can do, whatever our position or state in society or job, there is a lot of fear going around. There is a lot of doubt going around. Remember, some of us, we were created for these times to stand strong, to stand up for what we believe in, and to take a stance against the evil in the world. Evil that arises from human greed, overconsumption of human goods. America has sort of been in a way of living too large and using a lot of the world's goods and consumption. And it's time for us to learn that what we have is enough, that our body, our breath, our soul, our mind, our spirit is enough. And to find the equanimity within us is to know ourselves. My Western New York accent gets in the way. To know ourselves and know where our positive qualities lie and our negative qualities lie. I'm trying to balance this in front of a camera that's reversing everything I'm doing, so I can't body talk, I guess. But know yourself, know where your strengths and your weaknesses lie, and then find that balance with every breath. It is about being that mindful. And even though I'm a rune reader, and even though I'm an Odinist, I'm still a Christian because that was how I was brought up. And the point here I'm making is that the spirit of life, that which gave us divine breath, whether you call it Holy Spirit, whether you call it prana, whether you call it ruach, as the Jewish people do, or renda, as the Iroquois in New York State have done, it is the same breath of life. We need to expand our perception past our fear, past our, and really, I think all the negative emotions stem from fear in one way or another. So whether it is anger or fear or depression that you are experiencing, you have the power to rise up. You have the power to examine yourself and discern what you need to do in any given day. And the point I was getting to before is that whatever you know, whatever you name, you call God by, whether it is God or Jesus or Allah or Buddha or whatever saint or religious person gives you strength to get through, your guardian angel, whoever that is for you, we all share this beautiful gift of life. We all share this beautiful planetary home that we call Earth. Some call Gaia. But because I follow the Norns and the oldest Norn's name is Earther, I'm going with that one. But the best thing we can do, and St. Paul said, pray always. And the Buddha practiced mindfulness always. Maybe we're not there yet. There's a lot of beliefs and conditioning that clutter our pathway. Yet give yourself the grace and give yourself the effort to clear yourselves to be the channel for what you can be in this day and age to resist the orange frumpery going on right now. So that was yesterday's rune. It was a good rune for equanimity. Find the balance between your own positives and negatives and hold to that as well as you can in this world. If you pray, if you meditate, if you don't believe in any of that, but still find purpose in activism, whatever your path, that is your calling, that is your blessing to the rest of humanity as we struggle to rise above the chaos that is ensuing in our government today. For today, Monday, the rune is now Thij. Now Thij is need. Straight, strict, plain, cut and dried. What is it you need today? It is about severe constraints and limitations. And this is where I find it easier to just focus on life one day at a time. I might have plans for the future, but I just focus on living one day at a time and meeting the needs of the day in the day. They talk about this in Reiki. Jesus talks about it in the Bible. I tend to go with Jesus' words and not the church's teachings. It's because I've seen too much crap coming out of the church. Christian nationalism, they're not Christians. They're just a bunch of fascist, authoritarian, misguided people. And we have to forgive them too in our way, but stand up against the evil, whether they know what they're doing or not. It's our job to stand up for what we believe in and hold to our truth. And maybe that's the challenge for today. Holding to your truth when you are bombarded by unwelcome news, scare that you might lose a job, scare that this orange bombastic individual is going to cut programs that so many of us have come to rely upon for our old age. You know, it's not all about we, but we, the people, need to rise up and tell him his agenda is not welcome. Call your congressmen, your senators, whatever. That's my best activism because I'm too busy with a job and just surviving in the day to day. I'm offering this free because I want to contribute something of what my spirit knows to encourage, uplift, say, stay strong. Tough times are here, but we can prove ourselves tougher. So when need arises, determine what that need is. Discern it is. Discern what you need to get through that and find in yourself the will to rise above and meet those constraints and limitations as best as you can. Tuesday's rune brings us Halch reversed. This is about reaching for happiness, but some days you just find you can't. Maybe you are depressed. Maybe events around you have got you overwhelmed with sorrow and you don't know always how to get through it. Know that your life has meaning. Maybe you just haven't found that yet. Maybe you haven't found your fight yet, or maybe you've exhausted every option you can. Know that your life has meaning. Know that other people care, and that by being open to possibilities, people can show they're caring. Whatever it is, sit with it, because Wednesday's rune is bringing a death of some kind, whether it's a death to the problem or a death to your beliefs that hold you back from solving the problem. There's so much that is happening on the conscious and psychic level. Let's not give into imaginings. Let's just take where we are today. Stay as calm and as simple as you can, even if it's a moment of just coming to yourself, being here now. If the feelings are overwhelming, take a deep breath and let it go. Take another deep breath and let it go. Keep breathing through it. Deep feelings can be like birth. They teach you in birth classes to breathe in a certain way to release that pain. Know that it will not last. It will not last. It may come in waves. I am a widow of 2 years. I understand grief. I faced it. I'm coming to the other side of it. Just breathe through it. Accept that there are limitations on what we can do, there are limitations on our personal power, but we can set an intention. And that intention can be a psychic intention for the collective to rise up. The people I follow on Instagram and some of these other and Threads and Blue Sky and some of these other programs that are not quite so um, driven by these oligarchs or owned by these oligarchs are expressing, you know, the there are so many of us that are rising up in our personal ways, and you have the strength to show up in your day, to be yourself in your day. This is what I'm encouraging you to do because Thursday is going to be a much better day. We're in the flow. We're in the flow of life. Whatever difficulties Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday have thrown at us, we get a bit of a break on Thursday. And being in the flow is a resolution to our problems. It's being in the flow of our spiritual life force energy. It's just such a good thing. It's like water. You can learn to dance with your emotions and you can learn to that you are not your emotions. They're just a part of you that inform you of a need to face fear, a need to act on something before it's too late, whatever that is for you. But Thursday will be a much better day. Friday again brings its own challenges. Something rolls around, and there is Wunyo reversed is absolute suffering. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I would rather speak truth on this channel. And it's not, realize that the runes I draw may not be for everybody. But if I draw them and they're resonating with you, maybe you are going through a spiritual transformation. And these I just read the energies of the day. And that gives you a tool to meet the day if this channel resonates with you. So even though the rune for Friday is suffering, suffering can be met with a purpose. In the Gurdjieff work, we talked about intentional suffering, and that wasn't so much of a poor me victim mentality as it was an acceptance of what is going on with an understanding that to undergo whatever it is you're facing will make you stronger, will strengthen your character, will define better who you are. Suffering can show us the road to compassion. Suffering can show us the road to joy. It is up to us, and sometimes we can even choose our moods. It's about letting go of attachment. I'm coming into something like this now. I'm not claiming to be an authority on it, but releasing attachment, the gift of impartiality. Can you meet another person where they are without judgment? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and meet yourself where you are without judgment? Can you just let things be the way they are and let the flow of energy go the way it has to go so that we can have more equanimity? Remember Sunday's rune? That we can have more equanimity in our personal life. And to do that, we may be starting next Saturday. We have the rune for the archer and the artist. This is about taking aim, focusing and taking aim. So maybe the last couple of weeks, this week coming, we haven't experienced it yet by living through. Last week wasn't exactly a carnival ride. Or maybe it was a carnival ride. If you're an old person like me, I'm holding on for dear life. But anyway, it's about taking focus. Let the problems that presented themselves in the last couple of weeks take stock of the energies that presented themselves in the last couple of weeks and decide. Decide from there, choose from there what it is that you need to do to provide for yourselves and your families and give yourselves the lives that you need, want, purpose, meaning. I would like to dwell more on some things, but I have to get ready and go to my day job. But I want to wish every one of you who is watching this channel a divine blessing of grace. Give yourself grace of understanding your purpose in this time. And even if you don't understand your purpose, just watch what's going on in your life, witness it. Just sort of step back and be a bystander in your own life and just witness and see what's going on around you, and then decide what you want to commit to. It's probably highly individualistic. And I pray for all of us coming through these rough times with this political climate. Know that we are part of humanity. We are not a nation, we are a world, a planet. It is time to evolve into planetary citizenship. It is time to honor the divine feminine and let her work with the divine masculine, not these last death throes of patriarchy as they seek to empower themselves at the expense of our fear and well being. Don't let that happen. Let's kick these buttholes where they need to be kicked, out of our hearts, out of our minds, out of our fear, and let ourselves be filled with, step out in nature. Let yourself be filled with the light of the world, the love of the world, and just you'll find in yourself a presence of love that is with you wherever you are, no matter what you're going through. I'm Susan of the North, and I wish you all a blessed day and a blessed Rune week ahead. The runes are oracles that can guide your daily life. They are oracles that can guide you into better choices, but you have to take the time to discern and make those choices instead of letting your life be on automatic pilot. Have a blessed week ahead, everyone.